Hey, welcome back. I got the flute. I don't remember what that does, but I had last week because a lot of stuff happened. I think I have more notes than I've ever had in my whole life. So hopefully this week I do good picking the best notes. And today's Friday, which I've talked about a million times, but I didn't go to work today, so today it might be worse. I feel like, I don't know, I've explained it a billion times. I have to use the thing on the guy. And I might beat this pretty quick, because, oh no, wait. So I guess I'll start with the most recent thing first, which was yesterday. Hopefully the cars outside aren't too loud. I might be moving soon. It would be soon. It would be within the next month, probably. But I'll talk about that later. I did the book club. Where's the book? Do I have it? No. Remember that book club thing I mentioned? I went. So I'm doing like and I'll just say everything I did this week, which is like a ton of stuff. I never do this much stuff, and part of me is like, there's always going to be part of me in the back of my head that's like, well, you're just distracting yourself. It's not like real substantial stuff, whatever that would be. My brain's just like, ooh, well, yeah, you're doing a bunch of stuff, but like you're not doing anything. Tuesday, I went to a Met game and I got rained out. So then Wednesday, I went to the Met game again. Then, I'll talk about that later, but then I went to 2 games on Wednesday. Then there was the 4th of July. I went to church, which I always do. Then my cousin from Ohio, or from Washington, D.C. came in, and my aunt and uncle, and so I saw them for like 3 days. Then I did the book club thing yesterday, and tonight, I'm going to this golf thing. It's called Top Golf, I think. It's like a driving range, but like it's kind of like video gamey, like you have to get points and stuff or something. I don't know. I don't really understand, but it sounds fine. So what's going on? I'm doing all this stuff. I should note it, and that's what I'm pretty much going to talk about the whole week, is all this stuff I did. So I did the book club. The book we talked about is called 20 Christian Beliefs. I talked about it last week a lot, so if you saw any of those or whatever, if anybody's even watching, you might know what I'm talking about. I guess I talked about like things that I didn't like. Oh god, I'm gonna die. About like getting stuck. I remember I said like, oh, the first chapter, I don't even like the first sentence of the book. Can I use the flute in here? Nope, it doesn't do anything. Which was about, the first chapter is about the Bible. So it was like, the Bible is God's words. Like, they're the ultimate authority. Scripture is super important. And I was like, I don't believe that. It's not what I believe. Which is not really true, because I don't even know what I believe. I don't know, I'm so agreeable that like, everybody at the Bible study is super nice, and they're talking about the Bible in like a good way. I don't want to be the guy who's like bringing up like semantical points about like, oh well, what if this really specific situation happens, and then like you use the Bible to tell people it's okay to kill people, then what about that? And I was like, what are you trying to do? What are you talking about? And then I have such a hard time even talking about like the normal, like things that they would agree with, or like the banalities of like, you know, oh, the Bible's about love and you should love everybody. Like that was some of the things that I talked about. And I even had a hard time bringing those things up and talking. I could barely talk about that stuff. I think that's gonna work. I just want to kill this thing. For once and for all. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Go, no, no. Okay. Now I gotta find the next, number 6. So I'll talk about, well, the first thing I have to mention, no anxiety at all. I went to this Bible study. There was 5 people there. I was one of the 5 people. I never felt anxious at all the whole time. That's good, right? I feel like the anxiety is gone. I don't ever. It's hard for me to say that because sometimes I'm like, well, maybe I still have that feeling of like, well, maybe I'm avoiding anxious things, like topics. But at the very least, I have to admit that it's gotten better, because if I had done this like 5 years ago, I would have been worrying about it the whole month. I wouldn't want to go, and anytime anybody, like while I was at the Bible study, asked me a question, I'd be like, oh, like nervous, and wouldn't be able to think or talk right. None of that happened. I have to say that, because like I have to keep saying that to myself, because like that is a big deal. Look at the Triforce. I just need to get that square and that little triangle. But the things that I did notice, these are kind of like leftover. I could say these are like leftover things of anxiety, which is like when I was talking. Sorry, there's people outside. There's like there's a moment where I start talking, and then like everybody looks at me, and I just get uncomfortable. I don't feel anxious though. I'm just like, I still have the feeling like, oh, me? No, I shouldn't be talking. No, I can't talk. But I'm not really anxious about it. I'm just like, I shouldn't be talking. I shouldn't talk here. And everybody looks at me, and I'm like, oh, my points are all dumb. I can't think of anything smart to say. I had something I was gonna say, and now I'm examining it while everybody's looking at me, and I'm like, I don't deserve this attention. People looking at me like, this is dumb. You guys can say something better than what I'm gonna say. So I still have a hard time talking. I had a really hard time yesterday talking. Every time I talked, I looked at everybody else when they were talking, and they were like comfortable and normal. And then whenever I talked, it was just like felt off. Cause it's like it's not in sync. I'm not in sync with like them. The therapist might say, "Oh, it's like your evaluation, and you're being too hard on yourself." But I don't believe that that's true. I feel like I'm good at evaluating myself. And, oh, you can get a super sword here or something. Oops, nope. Nope. It's one of these things. Nope. Nope. Oh, okay. Master use. Oh, this is the best one. Master. Is the 6th dungeon here? I don't think I've ever been here. I'll find it. So the people at the book club were really nice, and it was really fine. I still feel bad. Like, I've known these people for over a year now. I'm still not comfortable around them. Because, like, I know what it would be like to be comfortable, and I'm not comfortable. Even though I've never really been comfortable around anybody, but somehow you get an idea of what it would be like to be comfortable, and I know I'm not there. So it's a bummer. Like, I've been around them for a year, but then I think, well, maybe I don't know what I have to be doing. I'm trying a lot of stuff. I'm around these people all the time. Every week, at least. On Sunday. Then I'm doing a book club thing. I did this thing, they called it Life Group, which is like a Bible study thing. I did not. I played basketball with them, played baseball with them, I'm playing golf today. How much more do I have to do before I become comfortable with these people? What am I doing wrong? So that's the Bible study, the book club. I didn't bring up anything that, like, I know they would have wanted me to bring up things that, like, oh, I'm struggling with this thought. Like, I don't know. I know they would have wanted to talk about it, but I don't know how much, like, I'm not able to talk like this when I'm around people, so it's hard. The way I thought about it is just like, I have all these, this sounds really, like, pretentious, or like, I have all these thoughts in my head, and it's hard to present them. I mean, maybe you can kind of tell when I'm doing this. I feel like I do kind of a decent job just stringing sentences together, but for some reason when I'm around people, it's like I've got these fragments of thoughts, and I don't know how to, like, put them all on a straight line of sentences. Like, they're up here and they're jumbled, and I don't know how to get them here and, like, get them in a straight line and make them all, like, make sense. I'm worried. Here's what I'm worried. I'm worried I'm gonna pick a fragment that I shouldn't start with, and then that's gonna, like, derail the whole train of thought. That's a good metaphor, right? So I'm like, okay, I got these bunch of, like, little fragments of ideas that I could say right now, but I can't pick. It's hard to pick the right one to start with, and then, okay, I can build off that sentence with this sentence, and I can build off this sentence with this sentence. When I was at the Bible study, when I talked, I picked the wrong fragment. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I should say it. What did I say? I don't know. Maybe I'll talk about it tomorrow, but does that make sense? I don't want to make it sound like I'm super smart. Like, oh, I got all these thoughts in my head because I'm so smart and I'm thinking all the time. You can tell. I'm not that smart when I'm doing this. You can, like, by what I'm saying and stuff, but a smart person would be able to be like, okay, this is the best thought. Let's start with this. I can't even do that. That's what everybody else was doing at the Bible study. They would say something and they'd be like, okay, that's a good place to start, and then build off it like this, and then build off like this. Okay, let's say this. But then I'm like, I say something stupid, and then I'm like, Okay, let's forget about that. Maybe this sentence is better. I don't know. I feel like that's how it goes for me. But yeah, see you tomorrow. I'll get to the 6th dungeon. Boop, 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 boom, 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 boom. Bye.